Hello and welcome to DIY by Z. This bumper has been damaged with a hit and run, and this is what I'm going to fix today. When I look here, there's all the information, the VIN number, and at the bottom it says C/TR and the code is 040. So that's the code of the color of this car. Yeah, I bought this online, the paint here, and right there's the code 040, and I'm gonna try it, see if it matches. I'm gonna prep this damage here before I paint it. I'm gonna make sure it's nice and even. So I'm gonna be using this 3-inch orbital sander with 20 grit sanding pads, and I'm gonna change this to 80 grit later to make the surface more fine. And also I'm gonna do a wet sand process, so I'm gonna be using water. Okay, the reason why I'm using a wet sanding process is that there's so many dust particles flying all over. So it's better with wet sanding. Those dust particles doesn't fly all over the place, and also to keep the surface cooler while I'm sanding to avoid burning or further discoloration of the existing paint. In some deep scratches like in here, there's a deep groove over here in these areas. I use the Bondo glazing spot putty, which is this one right here. Apply it here and then let it dry and then re-sand it again. Right there, so I'm gonna let it dry and then I don't know, maybe I'll wait half an hour and then I'm gonna re-sand it. Now I got this fully dried up. I waited 2 days to fully dry this patch up. So now I'm gonna have to sand it down with 80 grit sand. First I'm gonna apply some water to make it ready to do wet sanding on the surface. Now that I finished the sanding, I'm gonna do some smooth sanding now using this. I use a paper sander by hand so that I have more control on the contours of the surface. I have a better control on sanding it down. Now that it's already nice and smooth after I sand it with 1200 grit of sandpaper, I'm gonna wait for another day and I'm gonna start painting it. I'm not gonna use a primer to paint this. This primer is used for the paint to adhere the surface where you intend to paint. What I'm gonna do is just gonna be directly painting it with similar color with this existing panel here. Now that's nice and dry, I'm gonna spray some denatured alcohol before I spray some paint on it. Dry for a little bit and start applying the paint. For applying the paint, it needs to be shaken. After I painted it with at least a couple of coats, I still see some deep scratches on it. So what we're gonna do with this is I'm gonna put some more filler. So this is the filler that I'm gonna be using. I have this paste here and a little plastic applicator. After I sand it down with 320 grit of sandpaper to even it out, I'm gonna have to repaint it using this 040 code for this particular car.